is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ow. I love unique form factor flashlights. Those really flat flashlights, I love them. I don't love saying unique form factor flashlights. That's hard for my mouth, but I love how the way they feel in the pocket. I love the way they feel in their hand. It's just something about them I really like. Even better when they're 3,000 lumens and less than $75. What we have here is a Nitecore EDC25. Let's start with the lumens and the candela, of course, in the runtime, because I think that's what's most important. What you see up here on the screen is going to be a chart showing the specs on turbo, high, medium, low, ultra low. The candela, the lumens, the candela, their runtime. On the highest setting, it's 3,000 lumens, 22,000 candela, and the longest runtime is 55 hours. You can screenshot this if you want to geek out. Now, it does have the ability to have strobe. You can turn the strobe on and off, which is great. Some people like strobe. Some people like myself hate strobe. So if I can turn it off, no big deal. I don't care that it's in there. The one thing I will say, though, if you do like strobe, the strobe is painful. It's 3,000 lumens, and it has like this variable rate strobe. It's not just on and off. It's different timing. It absolutely sucks to look at. Like, I didn't look directly at it. I had it face down, and I was like, oh my goodness. So if you like strobe, this strobe really, really sucks. All that power comes from a built-in 1,700 milliamp per hour lithium-ion battery. It recharges USB-C, which is great. There's a little covered USB-C port here on the side. That's how you recharge it. The buttons on the top, there's actually two buttons to turn it on and off. And it sounds like the first time I typed this out, it sounded really confusing, but it's not. It's actually quite simple, so bear with me when I explain that. Before I explain the buttons, though, we gotta thank Notches. They're the biggest supporter of my channel. They truly, truly are. They have a lot of good deals on hunting, fishing, camping, optics, pew-pews, all that good stuff. They have a bunch of flashlights. No Nitecore, I don't think, but they do. Do they have Nitecore? I don't remember. I'll put it up here on the screen. Either way, they have all the cool guy outdoor stuff that we all want. The shirt, of course, is from TriStar Trading. Make tar and feathers great again. I don't wear any other clothing besides TriStar Trading. That's it. Nothing else. They have a lot of cool designs. Again, the links to Notches, the link to TriStar is down you know where. Go get you some. All right, let's chat about the controls. Again, there's a lot, but once you use this light once or twice, it's quite simple. So there's two buttons. There's a flat button called the customize button, and there's a raised button that they refer to as the power button. With the power button, if you give it a full press and let go, that's going to be constant on. When the light's on, if you give it a half press, that's going to scroll through the different modes. So your ultra low, low, medium, high, ultra low, low, medium, high. And whatever mode you turn it off on, which by giving it a full press turns it on or off, that's the mode it turns back on. So I turned it off in high, I push that button, turns right back on in high as well. Now, when the light's off, if I give it a half press, you'll feel it, just a little half press, that's ultra low. So if you want ultra low right from the bat, right from the get-go, and you don't want your high to your high to come on, that half press is ultra low. That's it for that button, not too bad. The other button is a customize button, and the reason they call it the customize is you can switch whether you want strobe or turbo. I just want turbo. You push that button, you get 3,000 lumens. When you see the beam comparison, it's very, very bright, and it's simple as that. So to switch, though, between turbo and strobe, the way it works is you press and hold that flat button and then press and release that raised button, and now as you see it's strobe. I don't want to strobe out the camera and make everyone lose their mind here. And that's how you switch from constant turbo to strobe. So I'm going to hold that flat button. Oh my goodness, bright. I'm going to press and release the raise button, and now I'm just back on turbo. And that's it. As simple as that. Now it does also have a half lockout and a full lockout. The half lockout will lock out the raise button, but not the flat button. So if you don't want that raise button to work accidentally, but you want that turbo mode for like EDC tactical type use, you can do so. It also has a full lockout. If you're putting it in a bag or something and you want it to be completely locked out, because these super bright lights do get a little warm, there's a full lockout as well. And the way you take it out of lockout, short press on the tall button will take it out of lockout. I'm talking a lot. I need a drink. Give me a second. Mission Fresh Tactical water bottle. Looks like Boom Boom things, and it holds ice better than any other water bottle I've ever had. Code for Mission Fresh Tactical TG20. All right. Like I said, it takes USB-C. There's a little cord charger right here on the side, which is great. I have a million devices that take USB-C now. In the front, you have a little battery indicator and an output indicator. So if you push the button to turn the light on, it shows you what your battery is in green, and then the blue is the output. So as I go ultra low, low, medium, high, that's how you know what brightness level you're on. There's a higher end version of this called the EDC25, I believe. I think it's about 90 bones. It has a digital LCD screen. It's kind of cool if you're into that and you want it. The front of the light has 2 LEDs and 2 reflectors, kind of similar to the Surefire Stiletto Pro. Or I don't know which one came out first. But either way, they're very, very similar. Same idea. That's a lot of the way you get that really high lumen and candela from such a small, flat light. The body of the light is aluminum. The clip is a very solid stainless steel clip, or steel clip. I don't know if it's stainless. And it has a little loop for a lanyard. It does come with the power cord and a little lanyard as well. Now we're going to step outside. Oh, and going back to the LEDs, Nitecore either makes or gets or produces whatever their own LEDs. It's called the UHI-20. I see a lot of people talking, a lot of flashlight geeks talking about that online. I don't know. I figured I would mention it. We're going to step outside and do the beam comparison. Actually, I did it last night, so I can't lie to you. When I do my beam comparisons, I like to show you a wide variety of lights. I'm showing lights much smaller, much bigger, higher candela, lower candela, just a wide variety of lights. Not to compare this light to something half the size and half the lumens, and something much bigger with a lot more candela, but for you to see, okay, is this light perfect for me, or should I get something smaller? Should I get something bigger? What's right for you is what matters. So that's why I compare this light to a wide variety of lights. Let's step outside and I'll be right back. All right, let's start with the EDC25. Actually has a decent little hotspot in the middle, a huge wall of light. This is on turbo and it's stupid bright. Now this is high, ultra low, low, medium, high, ultra low, low, medium, high. Next up we have the Surefire Stiletto, not the Pro. I don't have a Pro. Oops, sorry. I don't have a Pro yet. I'll put the lumens and the candela on the screen. Huge wall of light. A couple more Nitecore lights. This is the EDC33. Good amount of candela, I'm guessing. Don't remember off the top of my head, but it looks like it has a good hotspot and a huge wall of light. Another Nitecore released a review on recently. It's the MT2C Pro. Again, good hotspot with a lot of candela. Still a good monoperipheral beam as well. The Streamlight Wedge, it's only 1,000 lumens compared to 3,000. It's a huge wall of light, not a ton of candela, but it's a similar form factor, being a very flat flashlight, so I wanted to compare them real quick. This is a Streamlight Wedge XT. Again, a lot less lumens and candela, but just wanted to show you so you can see the difference. The candela monster, it's the Cloud MCH, super bright. Hotspot's crazy. The beat, there's a ton of light here. What'd you think of the beam comparison? Pretty bright for a small, thin flashlight. Not bad lumens and candela. It is 5.3 inches long, 1.2 inches tall, 3.7 ounces, $74.99. Again, Nitecore brings the value, high value brand, $74.99. Of course, I'll put some links down below if you want to pick one up. Hopefully I can find you a good deal. Now, as far as testing, this light has been on more plane trips. I've been flying a ton for work lately. It has gone to Dallas. It went to Atlanta. It went to Boise, Idaho, Detroit, Cleveland. It has been in my pocket on a bunch of plane trips, and then in my pocket just EDCing when I was in those towns, and when I came back home, of course. So it has got a lot of use. The normal, hey, I dropped my keys, I heard a noise, checking my chickens at night, the usual stuff like that. We also did the waterproof test. It's waterproof and drop proof down to 1 meter. So I dropped it a little lower than I normally do. I wanted to respect that 1 meter rating, but we did the drop test. We did the waterproof test. It passed both of those, no problem. When the battery died, it took me a little over an hour to recharge it, probably an hour and 10-ish minutes, but I didn't put a timer on. It was just a little over an hour is what I'm going to say. So I've used it a lot. I've had it for over a month. My biggest pro is going to be the value. Nitecore brings the value. They are made overseas, but the value is there. I love flat flashlights. The reason is, in my right pocket, I keep my knife. In my left pocket, I keep my spare mag using my Neo Mag spare mag carrier, plug. And then with a flashlight, I don't like round flashlights in my back pocket, but I don't mind at all flat flashlights in my back pocket. So I was always struggled, like I have 3 things I want to carry in only 2 pockets, but with flat flashlights, I can stick it in my back pocket and I'm good to go. Good battery. The controls on the front are very, very simple and easy to use. It's darn bright for a small flashlight. As far as things I would change, I didn't know if I wanted to put the controls in a pro category, in between, or change. Because when I was writing these notes, it seemed like a lot. But as I think about it, the flat button is constant only turbo. The raise button is your, the flat button is turbo momentary. The raise button is constant on, and whatever setting you turn it off turns it back on. Simple as that. So I don't think the controls definitely are not a con, not anything that needs to change. I think it's somewhere in between neutral and a pro. It's going to depend on you. I don't think that's too confusing to remember. If I take my flashlight out for an EDC thing, I want the flat button, and if not, I want the raise button, and if I hit the wrong one, it's still going to be on high and 3000 lumens, and it doesn't really matter. Overall, solid light, solid price. I had no problem EDCing, carrying this every single day. I've reviewed about 5 Nitecore products so far, and I've been pleasantly surprised. They all have exceeded my expectations. I went in with very low expectations, but I'm starting to raise my expectations on Nitecore. All the products I've reviewed have been solid, and they don't spam my social media, my inbox, with 8,000 messages when they come out with a new light or a new sale. Talking to you, Olight, that stuff drives me bananas. Anyway, thank you to Nitecore for the support. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you to Natchez to being the biggest supporter of the Tiberious Gift channel. Thank you to TriStar for being my clothing apparel sponsor, and I never have to buy shirts because of TriStar. The links to Nitecore, Natchez, and TriStar are all down below if you want to check them out. Use those links. Helps me out. I appreciate it. Now, most important, subscribe to the channel. You have to do it. It's required by local, state, and federal law. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. They help me out. It's easy. It's fun. Makes you feel good. Makes me feel good. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.